Remember, your I will statements are your goals for this lesson. They are what we are trying to work on and learn more about throughout our time together today. As we continue on in our lesson, make sure you have your mind focused on these three things and showing them to your teacher. I will read the I will statement first, and then we will read it again a second time together. Make sure you're reading it nice and loudly so I can hear you, but no shouting necessary. Our I will statements for today are as follows. Listen to me first. I will create word problems from expressions. Say that one with me. I will create word problems from expressions. Let's look at the second one. I will draw visual models using strip diagrams. Say that one with me. I will draw visual modules using strip diagrams. And our last one. I will divide a whole number and a fraction. Say that one with me. I will divide a whole number and a fraction. Nicely done. Let's get into our warm-up for today. For our warm-up activity, you're going to need your personal whiteboards and markers. Let's start with a whole number divided by a fraction. We're going to start with 2 divided by 1/3. Say that with me. 2 divided by 1/3. If we were going to solve this division sentence, our answer would be 6. If I had something, 2 pieces of something, and I took each of those 2 pieces and split them into thirds, I would have a total of 6 pieces. Let's try another one. Underneath where I have 2 divided by 1/3, let's do not 2, we just did 2 divided by 1/3. Let's do 3 divided by 1/3. Just like in our above problem, if we were going to solve this division sentence, we could use our drawing strategy to draw a model and help us. Underneath, let's draw 3 pieces and split each of those pieces into thirds. So I'm going to draw 2 lines in each of these boxes. Now count how many we have in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Double count your boxes and hold up on your fingers how many you have. You should be holding up 9 fingers. Nice job, mathematicians. Let's try a few more. Let's erase our boards first. For our next division sentence, write on your whiteboards the same problem that I have. Let's read this division sentence together. 8 divided by 1/3 equals. On your personal whiteboards, I want you to write down this division sentence, but also include its answer. Come back when you're ready to see the answer for this problem. If you got 24, give yourself a high five. Nice done, nice job, mathematicians. If you didn't get 24, draw out the same picture I drew out and see if you counted the same. I started with one big rectangle and I split it with these black lines to make 8 boxes or 8 individual pieces. I then knew that I had to split up or divide each of those 8 pieces into a third. So I used my blue colored marker so you could see the different lines and cut each black box into thirds. Once I did that, if you count how many are there, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You get 24 pieces. Nice job, mathematicians. If you drew out this picture, give yourself a high five and give a neighbor a high five if you see they have a nice picture too. You guys are going to try a few more on your own, and then I'll show you just the answers at the end.
Draw your visuals to go with each of your answers. Erase your whiteboards and come back and I'll show you 3 that you can try. Write these division problems on your board as we read and say the sentences. Write the first one on your board. Read the division sentence with me. 2 divided by 1/4 equals. You'll have time to solve this in a few minutes. Write the second division sentence on your whiteboards. Read the division sentence with me. 5 divided by 1/6 equals. And let's look at the last one. Write this division sentence on your whiteboards and read it with me. 9 divided by 1/6 equals. Go ahead and solve these, mathematicians. Pause the video and come back when you're ready to see the answer. Go ahead and check your answers with the answers I have on the screen. Pause the video and discuss if you got a different answer than I have and explain how you found your answer. Then compare with a classmate to see how we can correct ourselves and find the mistake we made in our original problem. After you finish talking about these warm-up problems, we're going to need to keep our personal whiteboards. We can wipe them clean. And then we're going to need to grab our problem set questions as we work on today's lesson. We're going to be talking about creating different word problems from expressions, and we're going to draw our visual model. That's kind of similar to what we've been doing in our practice problems to start. So we're already practicing the skills that we are going to work on mastering today. Let's read and look at problem 1 on our problem set sheets together. Let's read the statement in question out loud. Create and solve a division story problem about 5 meters of rope that is modeled by the strip diagram below. I don't think I heard you loud enough. Read that one with me nice and loud, mathematicians. Ready? Let's go. Create and solve a division story problem about 5 meters of rope that is modeled by the strip diagram below. All right, nicely done, mathematicians. Now let's turn on our observation eyes as we look at the image that we are given in this for this activity to write our division story problem. What is the whole number in this strip diagram and in this information that we were given? Well, if we look back at our problem and I look at this picture, the only whole number that we can identify right now is going to be the 5. We're definitely going to use the 5, but we can't forget the label of it too. What is it? 5 feet, 5 monkeys, 5 what? This is 5 represent 5 meters of rope. So we're definitely going to need to use that in our division story problem for later. What else can we tell just by looking at the strip diagram? Use your eyes and make an observation in your mind. When I'm looking at the strip diagram, some other things that stand out, especially with numbers, is the 1/4. I can tell that the 5 meters of rope is being cut into fourths. I can also tell that the 5 meters of rope is being cut into pieces that are 1/4 meter long. So they're being cut up into different pieces, and each of those individual slices is going to be 1/4 thick. I know that we're going to use some sort of division problem here because we're taking our whole number 5 and we are breaking it into equal parts. We're breaking it, looks like, into equal fourth pieces or fourth parts. So with putting that all together, we're going to definitely use this image and we're going to try to find out how many fourths, we can see it on the bottom here, are in a meter. How many fourths of this meter is cut up into? Let's move over to our whiteboards now. Now that we've made observations based on the image we were given, we know that we are going to use this picture to create a division problem. So let's start with our whole number. Since 5 is the whole, it is going to be our dividend. And the 1/4 are the equal parts, so that must mean that's the divisor. Let's write that out on our whiteboards. We have 5 divided by 1/4. Now remember, math terms, 5 is our dividend, and 1/4 is our divisor. Those are important math terms to remember, as you'll hear them come up more in the future. You don't need to write them on your whiteboards right now, but just say them with me. 5 is our dividend. Say that with me. 5 is our dividend. And 1/4 is our divisor. Say that with me. 1/4 is our divisor. Those are important math terms we're going to want to remember for the future. Now let's move over to our whiteboards. We know that we have 5 as our whole number, so that's going to be our dividend, the number that we start our division problem with. And we know that we're taking that 5 meters of rope and we're splitting it or cutting it into fourths. So we know we're taking those 5 pieces and we're splitting them each up into 1/4. 1/4 would be our divisor. Now that we know those two important parts, we need to figure out one more thing, and that's the quotient to this division sentence. So let's make this a full equation by solving it. Just like in our warm-ups, we're going to draw a picture. Now, we were given part of this picture, but it wasn't all the way filled in, so we still have to solve the problem. We know that we have 5 meters of rope. So let's take our big square and split that up into 5 pieces. So we're going to draw 4 lines. 1, 2, 3. You draw 4 lines. That gives you 5 pieces. Now that we have those 5 pieces, we know that we need to split each of those 5 pieces up into fourths. Now let's split each of these 5 pieces up into fourths. So I'm going to need to draw 1, 2, 3 lines in each of my boxes so that we've split each of them individually into fourths. Draw that on your boards and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Once our picture is completed, we should have each of our 5 boxes split up into 4 pieces or fourths. Now let's count how many pieces we have in total. Count with me, pointing at your pieces too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got 20 pieces once we split this all up. Now, there's always a way to check if our answer is correct, and for this problem, we just have to flip it around from a division problem to a multiplication problem. We're going to multiply our quotient, which is our answer, by our divisor, which was 1/4. So we're going to multiply 20 times 1/4 to see if we got this one right. Remember, when you're multiplying fractions, you just need to multiply across. And whole numbers always have that invisible 1 underneath them. So we're going to have 20 times 1/4. Let's multiply that. 20 times 1, everybody is. Call it out. 20, nice. And 1 times 4 is, everybody call it out. 4. Now, if I look at this isn't telling me 5 quite yet, but I also know that we can simplify since our numerator is bigger than our denominator. How many times does 4 go into 20? Well, if I think about it, 4 goes into 20 evenly, actually. 4 times 5 is 20. So 20 over 4 also equals 5. That matches our original dividend. So that means we got the correct answer. Our product matches the dividend we actually started with.